president and CEO of BransonMan.com. My accountant told me to introduce myself that way because it makes me sound more important, but it's just me. I want to take a couple minutes to tell you how I got here on this stage, a little backstory. In 2015, I was working for a hotel group in Branson. I was the front desk manager for one of those hotels. I then got a promotion to be revenue manager for all 4 properties. People say, well, what's revenue management? And so I like to say, if I were explaining this to a child, I would say I decide how much hotel rooms cost. This group, I think I can go a little bit deeper, but more accurately, it's pricing rooms based on demand. Well, how do you find demand? We'll get to that in just a minute. My training went like this. Do you see that computer? Here's your login and here's your password. Good luck. So I realized I had millions of dollars in my hands, literally, so I had to learn really quick. I'm super nervous. So what I did is I scoured the internet for white papers. I read infographics. I found any company that had anything to do with hotels on the internet. I emailed them, I called them, and I said, I'm very interested in what you do. Please tell me how your business works. And I saw where their business model fit into the life cycle of a hotel room being sold online. I watched webinars, I listened to podcasts, and I looked for videos, but I found very few videos. There was one I remember that actually was really good. It was about 2 or 3 minutes long, and that was it. There was no follow-up. So it just left me wanting more. After I had done all this, I found that Cornell has an online hospitality school for revenue management. I thought, this is fantastic. Paid for the first series of classes, and having done these other things, I had already learned everything that they taught in that first series of classes. So I figured I was on the right track. Having 4 properties in the same city afforded me a very unique opportunity. The scientists in the room will appreciate this. I could run continual experiments. Of those 4 properties, 3 were nearly identical. So what I would do, okay, it's Wednesday morning now, so we want to fill it for the weekend. About half of the occupancy comes on the weekend for a year, which is Friday and Saturday night. So how full does a hotel need to be at this point? Let's say all 3 are priced at $100 the rooms and they're 50% full. We've got 2 days to go for the weekend. What I could do is I could raise one 10% to $110. I could lower one 10% to $90, and I could leave one as my control. So each day I would track the changes that I had made and what effect it had. And I started to see this curve and realize it's the demand curve. You would sell a lot of rooms at a little profit or a few rooms at a huge profit. Well, I started to figure that out, and I ended up developing this system that tracks occupancy, rate changes, and the results. Serial entrepreneur Gary Vaynerchuk says, take 95% of what you know and give it away for free. And make sure it's your best stuff. I cleaned it up a little bit, but he said, make sure it's your best stuff. Here we see him saying, stop crying and keep hustling. That's also a good quote. So I thought, how can I share what I've learned about revenue management with the world? So I decided YouTube. And yes, these revenue management videos are about as exciting as you would expect. There's a very small percentage of people looking for it, but the people that are, as I had already discovered, there's not much out there. So I made about a dozen videos or so. Of the dozen videos, 12, 13 videos, 5 of them were specifically how to build and use the revenue management system that I developed. And there it is. Doesn't look pretty, all the colors, super complicated. I show step by step how to build that. The hotel group I was working for, this past year, the owner had a very serious health scare. He's getting older, ready to retire, and since I instituted my system, profits were up 30%. So he figured it's a good time to sell. Well, he let me know he's selling his hotels, and since he's selling his hotels, he doesn't need a revenue manager. I don't know specifically how it is in Springfield, but in Branson in January and February, there are literally no jobs, and half the people that have them are on layoff. So I told my wife, this is my one chance to make my side hustle my main gig. I had a couple clients I was consulting for on the side, so I wanted to use my network to take it to the next level. In January, I also had an out-of-state hotelier contact me. His hotel had previously been on Hotel Impossible and was still having difficulties a year or so later. He said, will you teach revenue management to my general manager? I said, sure, no problem. Taught him my system, Then we had weekly coaching calls. Through the power of the internet, we did screen share, we talked on the phone, and we would look for opportunities to raise and lower rates and rehearse what we had done the week previously and what the results were. March of 2017 was the biggest month they had ever had before this year. This year, because they followed my system, revenue was up 47.2%. And when they told me that, I was shocked because that's astronomical. If it's 10%, it's great. They also told me that the first quarter of this year beat the first quarter of last year by $171,000. So what about my business plan? I have an extensive network in Branson, hence bransonman.com, that's what that means. And so I've been using it. There are 200 plus lodging properties in Branson. I was the only full-time revenue manager, and it's a top 25 tourist destination in America. So now I can reach out to my contacts and say, now I'm available and I can benefit you and help you with what I've learned. I also get emails regularly from people who find my YouTube videos. I get hoteliers from all over the nation and the world. I just got 2 yesterday. Hoteliers who are asking me clarification on the principles that I'm teaching in the videos, and also university students asking me to do their homework for them. Billionaire investor Chris Sacca says, what's your unfair advantage when people come and ask him for money? When I heard that, I was really excited because I immediately knew what my superpower was. I know how full a hotel needs to be at any given time. Today's Wednesday. I know how full it should be for this weekend and also for next weekend. If you're too low in occupancy, you lower your rates to get some more bookings. If you're too high, it means your rooms are a great deal. We don't want your rooms to be a great deal. We want you to make money. We'll raise the rates so we can catch that demand curve. With this specific valuable knowledge, this is why I'm here. With this specific valuable knowledge, I've learned how to make a bunch of money for other people, but I need to learn how to make it for me and my family. I'm like, someone's got to have an idea here. We're going to go through this quickly. Pricing strategy, I can have a monthly fee, an hourly fee. I want to experiment with a percentage of revenue increase. If I got 50, 25, 10% of that 171, I'd be doing real well. Someone told me to take my videos offline that shows my system, which I did. They said, turn it into a software as a service. Within 2 hours, a software as a service company from Romania said, hey, you have these videos that were on there and we can't find them. So I think there might be something there. These are my current clients. One gives me 10 hours at $40 an hour. One gives me 2 hours a week at $80 an hour. One pays me $500 a month. That's 1.5 hours a week. And I just got a client yesterday, 1 hour at $100 an hour. These are weekly meetings. These are the 3 websites I have. I got Hotel Revenue Man in the past week. I have a web developer friend who found that for me, and we're going to start working on that tomorrow. And that's my contact info. Any ideas or advice you have for me, I really appreciate it. Thank you.